Hey, Tack.
Hey.
I know you're champing at the bit to talk about the Starcraft 2 DLC.
I know you are. I am just so bored of defend the objective and take these points. We've done it. We've done it a lot.
And that's why you think the future of the RTS is Clash Royale?
I think the future of the RTS could take a lot from Clash Royale.
Reiner, you're a big fan of Clash Royale as well. What would you like to see the future of the RTS genre take from Clash Royale specifically?
I like it how you just, there's no nuance to it. You're just like, this is the future.
I don't know.
No, I mean, it's changing what it is, I think, is the wrong approach. I think it's always going to be take down the bases, all that kind of stuff. I think that's what the genre is, right?
Sure.
But to Tack's point, I think there's an immediacy and a quickness to Clash Royale that makes it really intriguing for players like that. And there's still, I would say there's just as much strategy there, right?
There's a lot of strategy people don't see on the surface. When they pick it up, they're like, oh yeah, I guess I'll just buy new stuff and I'll win. That's not really how it works. You really got to focus on positioning and timing and all kinds of other things.
It's like going from Bejeweled 3 to Bejeweled Blitz.
Wow.
But if
you're having a great time here today, aren't you, Hanson?
Yeah,
but if I could have a good like StarCraft 2 type of game be done in 3 minutes, like I'm not kidding.
I would love a great Legend of Zelda adventure done in 3 minutes
but no,
to get
like,
that crap over
or
with.
5 minutes. I mean, there's something there though. I mean, there really is something there where you're just churning through these matches, and that's part of the hook is how quick it is. Do you agree with what I'm saying, or do you think there's...
I do. It's just like the problem is with the RTS right now is that it's they can feel extremely boring. You've got the one player always trying to like, I'm not talking about professional play or anything like that here, so like just forget that. Just like it's normally the single player missions, build up, destroy the opponent. Build up, destroy the opponent. Or we do the little song and dance where like, a specialized mission, you've got like 3 special guys with special moves. Use them on cooldowns. These are like all we have right now, right? Seeing something, taking a little something from Clash where they're like, you don't have to worry about resource gathering. You're simply trying to out-tactically play your opponent like
Wasn't that like Dawn of War's thing?
Dawn of War, you still had to take points to get the resources.
Yep. Okay.
It's more like a game, much older than that. One of Bungie's first, I think, right? Myth, The Fallen Lords.
Sure.
That was an incredible game.
Yeah.
So you get like a point system, you'd assemble your army, and then you just go in and fight. There was no resource gathering, any of that stuff. So that's the reason why Clash Royale succeeds. It gets right to the action. There's lots of strategy, and like that's all there is when you're in it. You're just playing strategy against your opponent directly. There's no building up, no expoing, no nothing. That's it.
Just getting it out.
You just get it out.
Economics aren't fun.
Economics are less fun than they were, just because we've got such a diversity of games now. Like the whole RTS transferring into the MOBA, adding those progression aspects.
So you want the RTS genre to learn from not only Clash Royale but also MOBAs. It's weirdo stepchild.
I don't want the RTS genre to completely change and turn into Clash Royale. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that
Sounds like
there's high potential to learn there for
or experiment
for the next morphing RTS game.
Especially these big juggernauts, that are going to be coming out no matter what. Try something, try something different and see if it sticks. And
I mean, you can laugh if you want. Do you think Halo Wars 2 is a good contender for getting experimental there in a big budget kind of way?
Don't you think they're going to play it pretty safe though? I mean, we haven't seen the gameplay, but it seems like it's going to be more Halo Wars, right? Like, and that is traditional.
I don't remember how much. I don't know.
That was traditional RTS. That was building bases, very mission based.
But I don't remember what the resource gathering was like in Halo Wars.
It's pretty limited. I think you just put a station down on top of the resource point. I don't think you had to manage troops there.
Don't you think? Here, Tech. I don't want to get too.
I like the next StarCraft game to be, to take something from Clash Royale. All right,
there we go.
I'm just going to go on record and say that.
You know what? I liked Halo Wars.
Hey, man, it's just fine.
It was just fine.
Don't you think that the world is primed for, in a world of retro indie throwbacks? I mean,
aren't we tired of them now, though? Like,
I'm a little bit sick of the pixelated look of everything and everybody really worshiping the Super Nintendo. But I don't see many people worship old RTS games as much.
You're right.
Why is that? Why isn't anybody making like a Warcraft 2
Because the genre has morphed so hard. I told you. They've turned into MOBAs. They're more satisfying to play.
And then, like, there's what is it? Grey Goo. That was more of like a high-polished throwback.
That was a very traditional RTS.
For sure, but I want like an indie take on it where they're just simplified, like, hey, basically, here's a new Warcraft 2.
Pixelated RTS? Is that what
I don't care about the pixels.
I want Warcraft 2?
Yeah, I want like a new version of Warcraft 2.
Have you played Warcraft 2 lately?
No.
Go play it and tell me that again.
I'm sure it'd be a great time. I just played Lego Battles on DS. That's basically
it was
Warcraft
cool.
2.
It was cool 15 years ago. The model has changed.
I'm just saying, I think there's an opportunity for the indie community to cash in on nostalgia for early RTSs.
On a genre that is struggling.
I think people are still nostalgic about early RTSs, don't you?
Well, here's the thing. I
Yeah.
mean, these games that are cashing in on nostalgia are also doing interesting things at the same time.
Right.
New things, right? It's just they're taking the heritage, moving it forward, and doing something cool on top of it.
Yeah, so put it like a cool art style. Make it all Christmas themed.
All
Put
right.
some twist on it, man.
I'd love to see this.
All right,
Do
sure.
crop resource gathering. I don't know.
Oh, the Harvest Moon RTS?
The
Sure, let's
Harvest
do
Moon
it.
RTS.
Where it's
Let's do
all just resource gathering and you never do anything with your resources?
I think that would be
No, you could have like
perfect.
automated armies that are feeding the food that you collect.
that are feeding the food.
Yeah, like the food
Yeah.
that you get. Like if you get like 10 berries, you create some like giant parsnip. that
So you
comes
just
over
throw it in
with
the little crate and then something comes out the other
Yeah,
end.
and it would be like a race, right? You'd be running
think
around.
And
trying to
Pelican
make-
Town is a warring faction,
Yeah, this-
broken up into different houses.
We got a $1 million
Guys, stop
idea
talking.
here.
Guys, stop giving people their ideas. This
You know
is
what,
gold.
guys? We should stop talking.